Buenos dias, mi amigos y amigas. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report. I'm on an adventure here. I've never been down this path before. I don't know what's out here, but it could be awesome. So this is the Pele report for October 21st of 2015. Sun is going to go into Scorpio on Friday the 23rd. Right now the moon is in Aquarius. Thank God we made it through that last couple of days. Was that intense or what? That was the moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Whew, we made it through that now. She's moved into Aquarius. Thursday, tomorrow, she moves into Pisces. Joins with Neptune and Chiron over there in Pisces. And then on Saturday, goes into Aries. Hits Uranus. Hits that big T-square. There's a big T-square going on. The fun is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Mercury is coming into full opposition with Uranus. It squares Pluto on Thursday, opposes Uranus on Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday, we've got Mercury opposite Uranus, square Pluto. Oh, mi Dios. I will talk to you more about what that means. In the meantime, we got that little group going on over there in Virgo. Venus, Mars, Jupiter conjunct all week this whole time. On Sunday, Venus is exactly conjunct Jupiter. And, you know, it's also going on there because Venus is opposite Chiron in conjunct Uranus. Exactly, 17, 17, 17. Yeah, on Tuesday. So, there's the astrological aspects. And I am going to try to find a spot here to talk at the camera. And see you soon. All right, everybody. It's intense. These are intense times, and it's not letting up. And there's few ways out. Let's look at the big, wide, broad picture. The big, wide, broad picture is that we are coming out of thousands of years of male-dominated patriarchal systems, awakening the re-emerging feminine. So we are this separation between spirit of fire and air in astrology is wanting to unite with this emotional, physical, earth and water, the masculine and the feminine. We want to like be coming together. We're balancing this masculine and feminine energies. And, you know, this is what's been out of balance is, right, you know, the male has been like radiating, controlling, taking over, conquering, charging, you know, out, 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 out. And the feminine, this internal experience, we're kind of like, it's like now the outside world and relationships are throwing us back into ourselves, to see ourselves, to know ourselves, to awaken to how we are the creator of our feeling, world, thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs are all the building blocks of us creating our realities. And so like now is a time. The sun has been moving through Libra for a month. It's going into Scorpio. It's coming out of air where we talk about it and we use each other as mirrors into water, into the deep emotional, sexual, you know, energy of alchemy. Transformation on a deep emotional level. It's going to continue because we got this black moon Lilith. She's still in Libra. And now Mercury. Thinking, talking, communicating, coming into a square, you know, this T-square with Pluto and Uranus. A butterfly lands on the camera. Oh my God. This is radical, at times, confrontation with the other. And, you know, we just came through this kind of Venus opposite Neptune. And this gives us this dream, this ideal of, you know, of what we would really like our lives to be, how we would like our businesses to be, how we would like our relationships to be, you know, how we want the world to be at peace and one and harmony and beauty, and it's not. You know, it's like we keep bumping into Black Moon Lilith in Libra, you know, and this like Pluto in Capricorn dominating, wanting, you know, it's like there's a lot of confrontation happening. It's like there's no avoiding confrontation. This opposition of Virgo, you know, Pisces, is this coming out of the dream, out of the imagination, into making it happen. So it's time for us to come out of our dream, out of our internal hopes and wishes, and this is what we would like, to like really create it and to really make it happen. And what is the first thing we bump up against? Other people. Relationships and other people that have a different dream, they have a different idea, they have different wants and desires, and so bam! Confrontation begins, debate begins, challenges begin. And what does this do, you know? I mean, it can make us do one of two things. Number one, it can make us want to retreat, escape, avoid, deny, head to the top of the mountain or out to the beach or take some, you know, substances to just like escape the conflict and the challenge and the issues. Yeah, that's, you know, that's what the Pisces, Neptune, and Chiron. It's like, you know what? It's like, let me out of here. Ah! It's too hard. It's too much. It's too broken. I'm not big enough to fix it. We run into a sense of powerlessness. You know, this is, I mean, this is, you know, suicidal kind of tendencies. Like, you know what? It's depression. It's like, let me out. Yeah? But the intention here, the north node of the moon, at 0 degrees of Libra, right, like super, you know, on the cardinal cross, the north node is the future intention. And it is to come in and come out. So we've got this Venus, Mars, Jupiter conjunction going on in Virgo. And what is Virgo? It is developing, it is perfecting, it is, you know, it's the sculptor modifying nature, taking the piece of wood and turning it into a, you know, a gorgeous statue of Kuan Yin or something, you know. It's like, it's getting into ourselves, it's getting into our physical bodies, it's getting into our, you know, attitudes. It's ruled by Mercury. And changing and mutating, it's a mutable sign, modifying our outlook, which helps us to modify the world. And of course, this all has to do with becoming more of ourselves, becoming awakened, which is the whole evolutionary stream of awakening to our capacity as a creator. And the way to do that is through, at times, you know, viewing. It's like we have to be resourceful in order to come up with compromises, in order to come up with, you know, contracts and agreements and, you know, get along with, you know, other people in the world. We have to, you know, think originally or creatively to where both sides win. So this is a time where, yes, it's hard and it's difficult, and we're being challenged by each other. Yeah, and now it's going to get to be the more intimate, or the closer you are to somebody. Yeah, you know, Scorpio is like my intimate partners. Yes, and the ones that I really rely on financially or physically or sexually, or, you know, it's like I really want this partnership and this relationship, and that like, it like adds more into the kitty. You know, it ups the ante. Now the ante's getting upped this week, particularly as we come around to the full moon. The full moon is next Tuesday at the 4th degree of Taurus to the 4th degree of Scorpio. This is going to be like, and what is this? It is. We have choices all the time, but our choice right now, and I would say that, you know, the good choice is to like see beyond the separation. And we have to see through the paradox. It's like, yes, our spiritual heart being wants us all to be one. We are all one. In Lakesh, I am another you, and we are all one, and we are all separate. We are all unique. We are all original. We are all different. To live with this paradox, to live with these different simultaneous realities coexisting, this is the challenge. Right? You know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, we're all one in our hearts, and we're all human, and we all have a heart, and we all have, a brain, and blah, 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 We all want love. There are certain things that we all have in common. And as co-creators of an expanding universe, we have to innovate and be original and be creative. Mercury opposite Uranus is the mad scientist, the genius, the inventor. We all have to contribute something freaking new in this world. That's part of our existence. So we have to get in touch with what is unique and original and different about ourselves. And the first thing we run into is fear of rejection, that I am too weird or too different, or they're not going to like what I have or who I am or what I offer. And, do I, go for it and speak it and express it and take the chance of pissing them off, or, creating a backlash and just speaking my truth, or do I withhold? Scorpio is about secrets. So there can be this tendency or this desire to just like withhold, and I'm not showing my hand or showing my card. I don't want to be vulnerable. They could use that against me at some future point. It's like speaking your truth makes you vulnerable. Yeah? And yet this is a time when it's like really important to do just that. Yeah? So, yeah, it's, it's bumping up against all of our fears, but, bumping up against my fear that, oh my God, this relationship is like really important and I don't want to blow it, but at the same time, I have this vision of how I want things to be or want things to happen or whatever, and I got to speak it. I got to risk it. I got to take that chance. I got to let go sometimes of my pride. Sometimes I may need to apologize. Sometimes I may need to, admit that I, was overboard or invading somebody else's boundaries or somebody else's territory. But one way or the other, it's just like acknowledging, and speaking and expressing my truth. So the mantra for this week. Is, I finished the whole Paley report just to give you an example. It's not just people in relationships, Scorpio is forces beyond my control. Well, I just finished the whole Paley report, and I get there, and the memory is full on my camera, and it stopped like halfway through. This is the kind of thing where you can just like bump up against, it feels like, the world. It's not just relationships and other people. It's like my computer and my camera and everything is in my car is against me. I mean, this is like Virgo stuff crisis, Jupiter, lots of it, Mars, like, more, anyway. So now I don't know what I said and what I didn't say. I might repeat myself, but, I'm going to go on with the mantra. The mantra is, I may be tempted to throw in the towel if I don't see this as a game, helping me become more resourceful and awaken to who I am. If we take these times too seriously, like the Maya, the illusion of the outside world, like this is against me or that's against me, it's for or against me, it's either or, it's, and we get into this separation, third dimensional reality of me versus them, this kind of attitude, this kind of belief system, this kind of approach towards living is not going to work. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to make us want to check out or go home or run away or, disappear, or it's just like we're going to sabotage ourselves, really. And this can even be getting physically sick, just like, like this is like a subconscious or an unconscious desire to I'm afraid of the game. I'm afraid of losing. It's too real. I don't believe or trust in my own what? My own resourcefulness, which is my own creativity, which is my own spirit guidance. This is a time where we need to really pull in and trust ourselves to be original, creative, to come up with solutions and negotiations that are win-win. And this is the expanding universe. This is what creation is all about. Got to crack an egg to make an omelet, It's like you got to get out there and bust it up, and maybe that's confront, or maybe that's, push, assert, and through that process, you awaken to, oh my God, I didn't know I could do that, or I didn't know that that would work, or it's like, oh, okay, I see now. I can there's like, it's self-discovery. This is a time of real self-discovery through. This is the North Node in Libra, 0 degrees going into Virgo. This is like we're really using each other as mirrors to become more creative and more powerful as co-creators. So this kind of an attitude, this kind of an approach towards, it's just a game designed to help me, rather than it's real and I'm going to win or lose and it's all stressful and intense and the stakes are so high and that causes freak out, man. Yeah? Leads to the extremes. So the middle way is just like this balancing. So let me say it again if I remember, yeah? I may be tempted to throw in the towel if I don't see this as a game. Helping me to become more resourceful and awaken to who I am. Awaken to who I am as an extension of Source, as an extension of Creator, as a co-creator, as a powerful, amazing being of light and originality. Yeah! So hang in there. Just breathe and go calm and go slow and just kind of think outside the box, or, there's a way. There's a way to make it work where everybody wins. And now's the time where we better come into co-solutions. That's the age of Aquarius. That's the bigger picture. So, one more time. I may be tempted to throw in the towel if I don't see this as a game, helping me to become more resourceful and awaken to who I am. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.